In a world where words flow effortlessly for most, there exists a silent struggle faced by those who communicate differently. Meet our young heroes, the AAC users.
Parents need other parents. We all work better together. They say it takes a village to raise a child, and when you have special needs, sometimes it's complicated.
I don't think you realize how much strength you actually have until you're put into a situation of getting a diagnosis for your child, but we weren't given a choice, really.
There's no other way to say that this establishes pride in people with disabilities. Don't be ashamed of having a disability. You have so much to be proud of, and there's so much for you to offer the world.
These remarkable kids communicate not through spoken words, but with the help of technology, their AAC devices.
There's so much for these students, and the possibilities are endless for these students. And that's what the goal of all this is, to show them all the possibilities that they have.
A week-long summer camp, dedicated to helping those with the strongest of hurdles unlock exceptional possibilities. Our journey begins with these bright faces. Children get prepared for a day of camp that for some is an awaited return from year one, and for others, an eye-opening new experience.
This is his first year participating in the summer camp, and he has a non-hereditary genetic mutation called FOXG1 syndrome.
AAC stands for Augmentative and Alternative Communication. It encompasses various tools like communication boards, picture exchange systems, and speech-generating devices. Approximately 12% of preschoolers receiving special education services require alternative communication.
There are, that to my knowledge, no camps in West Virginia for children like mine. I would say, as far as his opportunities for socializing with other children who are like him was fairly minimal. He is medically homebound schooling, so he doesn't go to public school, and we're working on that. We're trying to get into the public school so he has more exposure, but there's a lot of things and equipment and people that need to be in place in order to care for him. So as far as outings, he just goes with us to our family outings like the beach and to family parties, but to interact with other kids who are like him, we don't really do that until now.
Their AAC devices are their voices' customized tools that empower them to express thoughts, feelings, and dreams.
AAC Summer Camp. Talking time. AAC Summer Camp. Good job. That was good.
Just something that's been added to our life. A very positive thing that's been added. I really loved when I came here that Maxwell had a person who was going to stay with him, a volunteer who was with him through the entire week. That was a big stress relief.
Over 2.5 million children in the United States rely on AAC devices. These devices bridge communication gaps, fostering connections with family, friends, and educators.
If you find this group and you're hearing about exceptional possibilities, to connect with the group, because now that your child is connected with the group, you're also connected with the parents and the caregivers and the therapists and teachers. So you're connected with a network of people where you can start a conversation, and every conversation I have with a person, I learn something.
Each morning of camp, an eager and motivated group of volunteers execute a daily themed schedule with various adaptive activities, allowing students to enjoy things like music lessons, fishing, and even field trips.
I'm a speech-language pathologist, or an SLP by trade, but I'm working right now at the WVU Center for Excellence in Disabilities as their educational coordinator, and I also have a clinic there for AAC. Because of my interest and love in AAC, a lot of us kind of connect throughout the state, and through that, Michelle got my name and contacted me to ask me if I'd be able to come. One of my biggest passions is training parents, caregivers, and siblings on the use of AAC so that it's not something that's scary and something that they can embrace and learn too. So because of that, it fit perfectly for me to share that love with all of the parents that are here today.
Well, I'm a parent engagement training specialist. So we are parents of special needs children ourselves, and we help parents of special needs children navigate special education. When you have special needs, sometimes it's complicated. You have medical diagnosis for 504 plans, things like that. You have different acronyms, terminology. It's so much to learn. And at the same time, you're busy trying to raise your child to the best of your abilities. So if you have other parents, if you have other professionals that you can count on, that you can call on to assist, it makes it much easier, and then you can focus more on your job of being a parent.
Consistent access to AAC is crucial. Our younger students need their devices accessible at all times, at school, home, and play. Among students who need support when communicating, a national survey of special educators across all 50 states reported that 18.2% of their students use some form of AAC for their communication. Highlighting even the simplest things in life we humans easily take for granted, like ordering an ice cream.
There's no other way to say that this establishes pride in people with disabilities. Don't be ashamed of having a disability. You have so much to be proud of, and there's so much for you to offer the world. And so they have things like this camp, or different activities that really bring people with the disabilities into the public. And so what that does, that integrates them, that makes them see that we belong here in the public, and allows the public to see we really need people with disabilities to be fully part of society.
Ownership and empowerment go hand in hand. These devices are their voices, never to be taken away. Behind every AAC user stands a community of therapists, teachers, and families. Together, they unlock potential, celebrate progress, and create a world of inclusion. So next time you see a child with an AAC device, remember, their voice is unique, powerful, and deserving of respect. Let's amplify their stories, one word at a time. This project has been made possible in part by the Greater Kanawha Valley Foundation.